We're going for the test fire on our diesel heater. This one is from China, like all of them. The instructions are in English, but it was not written by an English-speaking person. It was translated and translated very poorly. I just stopped reading them and went by what everything looks like it needs to be and what little bit I already know. And we're gonna try and fire it up. First, got it mounted on a wall, exterior wall. And if I like what I see, I'm gonna drill a hole and run that exhaust outside. Had to cut holes in the bottom of the shelf for the intake and the exhaust. I'm supposed to run the intake outside too, but I think I'm gonna leave it inside. And wires come up and on a battery. I figure I've always got a battery here on boil for one reason or another, so I'll just use one of those instead of the 110. And then I've got that on top to make sure that it's boiling all the time. I think I paid $83 for this one, $84. Shipped to my door. If it takes a lot of the chill off in here, then I'll say it's worth it. If it heats up the place, then it's definitely worth it. I mean, I have zero insulation. Just 100-year-old garage with an attached pole barn, which has zero insulation, and that's not even wood, that's just plastic siding. Okay, it took a minute. You hear the fuel pump and starting to get a little bit of smoke. I haven't heard any fire yet, and it's still cold. What about the exhaust? Yeah, the exhaust is still cold too. This one even comes with a fancy remote control. Ooh, the blower's starting to pick up. Okay, it's not even blowing hot air yet, and this thing is already way hot. So when you go and drill holes in your wooden garage, make it a big hole and put a piece of metal on there and maybe pack some kind of, I don't know, some kind of insulation in there. But so far it's doing everything it's supposed to be doing. Right now it's in a cool down mode. That is the one thing that kind of blows about having the 12 volt is that I've got to disconnect the battery before I walk out of here. So I've got to wait for this thing to go through its whole cool down mode. It's 14 degrees out right now, and even though I heated the place up with a kerosene leg burner, this seems to be doing quite a bit. It's not terribly loud. Most of the howling that you hear right now is actually the exhaust, which again will be going outside. And it comes with a muffler, which actually does do something. Not too shabby. I'm hoping to be working out here tomorrow, and it's supposed to be pretty damn cold tomorrow. I'll find out then how good this thing is. As for the heater, I was out here today. It was single-digit temperatures, so of course that was running full. I also had that one running. Well, one of them. Now before, if I would turn that off and leave that on, I would have about 5 minutes before it'd be too cold in here. Now, with turning that off, leaving this one turned on, and leaving that one turned on, I had about a half hour before I had to worry about turning on the heat. Plus, this runs on cheaper fuel. So, I think on a regular style cold day, that might be all I need right there. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and run the exhaust out the wall and figure out how I want to do that. Leaves collect in that area, so I'm thinking of running it up the wall and having like an exhaust stack. It's a year later, and I've been using this thing. I actually thought this had been already posted, was already a thing, but apparently it never happened. So, my bad. This thing's awesome. Now, I do recommend if you get one to pay attention to the rating. This one was sold as 2K something or another, and I never quite figured out what 2K was meaning. Apparently it's only 2,000 BTUs, which is like a Bic lighter, but it does help quite a bit though. I do still have to run this, but I'm able to shut it off for a half hour at a time. It is 34 degrees outside, no wind. This is Beat Michigan Day. I'm polishing up that van, trying to get it ready to get sold. And even in the other half of the shop, I mean, this, you know, we got that whole wall. It's only got this doorway, and then that's just plastic siding all the way on that wall and on that wall. And over here is just plastic siding, a little bit of wood, and a door. So to say this side is not airtight is an understatement. That side's not airtight. This side's even worse. I've got the hose aimed at me in here, and then I've run this thing for 15, 20 minutes, and it's good for a half hour. And I mean, I'm saving a bunch of fuel. I still haven't even run the exhaust outside yet. Notice how much quieter it is. I put the muffler on it. Remember how this thing was screaming before? Hopefully it sounds as quiet as it actually is, because it's pretty good. I don't have a decibel meter thing, but it's fairly quiet. And again, if I run that exhaust outside, it's gonna be so much better in here, noise level wise. So that is my 1 year review, and it's positive. I'm considering buying another one. I'm seeing bigger ones for sale for $100. Might be Black Friday sales or something, but regardless, they're cheap. They're cheaper than they were last year. Do it, grab them. Just remember, on a lot of them, you have to drill underneath where you've got it mounted and run your pipes out from the bottom. I did see one model that has them coming out from the side. So you can actually just sit on a flat table, flat bench, floor even. It's a win-win-win. This one does go through more than 1 gallon a day like some of the people claim, but it sips fuel. So that's my review on it. Pretty damn good. See you guys later.